It's been a while since I've been up here.
Introduce yourself.
So, hi, everybody, I'm Garrett Johnson. One of the things that I decided to do this year was to make a quilt every month. And so far I've been on track. January's quilt is hanging up as a shop sample. February's quilt is at my long armors getting done. But this was March. This was a kit that we sold at the shop by Northern Light. Made of Moda fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Good. And then in March, we had our staff retreat. And so I actually got a month ahead on April's quilt, which was a free pattern from Tula Pink. And so I used Tula fabrics.
Oh.
Then I will probably quilt both of these myself. Free arm and probably rulers on this. Yeah. Thank you.
I have some. We'll let Jen go. You need a hand or?
I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'm Jen Hairdrum. I worked on this quilt at retreat. My son picked colors. And once I got it together, it was Spider-Man.
Oh.
And so he wanted it quilted in spiders. So it's all spiders. And then the back is the blue and red too. He picked all of the fabrics for it. And then his confirmation's coming up in the month. And my mother makes confirmation quilts for her church. And so she made this one for him and then I quilted it. So. Not me this time.
This is more cool, yeah.
No spiders on them. No spiders on them.
Oh.
So I brought two church projects and the first little one we called prayer quilts. This was something I saw on Pinterest. And so this was with kids that were from ages 4 through about 10 or 11, something like that. We, Bert and Jane Lamborn helped me with this. We had 2 rectangles that were 3 by 6 and they sewed them together and then we did the cutting and flipped it around to make the 4 patch. And then since it was a small little quilt, I just serged the edges rather than trying to bind. And I had the little wooden crosses that they could put. So it's just something for them to remember.
It was amazing to see how many of them had not ironed before.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
yeah. And we did let them do that. Bert brought her small iron and so they could manage that. No fingers were burned as far as I know. But they'd get done and then I'd say, now touch it and see if it's hot. Oh yeah. You know, and you'd cut this and you'd flip that around and they just, you know, how that works. So this was last year's project and I just quilted. We did regular paint. And we did the 4 seasons. And so this was spring. And
This is your Sunday school?
yeah, so the kids all, I would kind of explain what I wanted and they would go for it. So fingerprints, and then the flowers are the bottoms of water bottles. And then the centers are, Q-tips, I think. Dabbing. So we did, for fall, we took real leaves and painted on the back and printed them on the fabric. For winter, they cut out snowflakes from freezer paper, ironed them on, and then they painted around that. And summer, I forgot this afternoon too. Summer, was butterflies, so we did, painted their hands and they went down like that to make butterflies.
Nice.
Yeah. What ages? From 4 through 11, about 10, 11. Oh, so they'll walk and stuff, or? Pardon me? Paint won't come off? No, I did some projects like this when I was teaching school. And, this is not something that's gonna get washed lots, so, yeah, it'll be fine. And if you've ever painted, things don't wash out. So, yeah.
Had a lady asking about something or two that you painted
Mm-hmm.
in the shop, and they said, I don't think so.
Yeah,
So, I said,
Not-
maybe I
for the
can
most
have
part,
that,
yeah.
sure it's-
yeah, if you need Saturday, that would pretty much take care of it. And, we didn't use so much that it's not real stiff, but some of those leaves are, but for the most part, the paint was a thin enough layer that it was okay. So. I know Mike has some things.
You ever have a project that you start and then it doesn't get completed for years and years? Started this for my wife Sue. It's a sweatshirt jacket with cherry wood. And I know the fabric was purchased in a year that had 2 zeros in a row in it, so we're in there, but it's just it's a kind of pattern that's sewn right onto a sweatshirt for a base, so you don't have to worry about any quilting inside. But you can't lose with cherry wood. And then this is a challenge project for the Minnesota quilters fabric kit. And there are 5 circles, so each of the circles represents one of the ancient elements. So there's an earth, fire, water. Those are the easy 4, and the 5th one sometimes is called ether. And then there's a symbol quilted in for each of them, and the background quilting also is symbolic of whatever that is.